Hello, welcome back to Slice and Dice. I want to lead off this video. I want to talk a little bit about Slice and Dice for the future. I think that I will be, not like, I'll be honest, I'm probably going to end the Slice and Dice series for a bit soon. Not like forever, but put it on a hiatus. The numbers have been dropping. I know it's kind of fallen off, and there's new stuff coming up that I want to check out. I'm kind of like shackled to 2 videos a day right now. I know that if I do more, it's too much. People don't want to watch that much content, and I understand that. And there's a lot of stuff coming out in the next few months that I want to check out. A game came out today called Knock on the Coffin Lid, which I'm going to check out soon. There's Tactical Breach Wizards at the end of the month. There's Frostpunk 2 next month. I think there's something else. Oh, Slay the Spire 2 is coming out next year, sometime in 2025. So, like, there's stuff in the future that I want to pick up and play. And, you know, I just see interest waning in Slice and Dice, so I am going to branch out a little bit. And then if I have nothing else I want to play, I'll bring Slice and Dice back. That's my feeling. Like, it's not gone forever or anything, and I will probably be making Slice and Dice for the future, but I kind of feel like I'm, just kind of watching it drop off very slowly, and it would be a good idea for me to branch out a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll try some new stuff in this time slot in the future, and if I have nothing else I want to try, I'll play some more Slice and Dice. But probably what this will be is I'll just bring back some first looks and check out different games. But anyway, for today, I'm gonna play Slice and Dice, of course, and I have been wanting to play a hard run on YouTube because I've been just playing unfair, and I think playing unfair has really made me a lot better at the game because I just like turned on hard on my stream for the last few days, and I'm on a 20. So I want to bang out a hard run real quick and see how it goes, because I've been using what I've learned in unfair and applying it to hard, and it has been incredible success. Like, most of my runs haven't even looked close, which is cool. And I think that the unfair time that I have spent can put me into a place of like maybe 100% win rate on hard if I try for it. So let's give it a shot. So first things first, we want to talk about curses. I think that my opinions on some curses have changed a lot because of unfair. Shield response is not so bad. I know, it's crazy to say, but it's actually not the end of the world if you pick it up. Spiky Monsters is also okay, but not good with Clumsy. Expensive Spells, I think, is still not clickable because it just narrows down your character pool very heavily. And I think Early Curses 1 is, of course, very free. I've played Early Curses 10 in Unfair, so Early Curses 4, and you only get 4, is not too bad. We'll play XYZ. I think it's a little better than Archery Training. Maybe I'll go through and order these at some point. But yeah, I like hard. It's still my favorite way to play the game. Even after all of the unfair, I know people love the unfair runs and they're all like so difficult and exciting or whatever, but I like playing hard. I think it's more fun to work towards perfecting in hard mode, personally. Because unfair sometimes feels out of my control, where I think hard mode is always in your control if you play well. I'm gonna play Disciple here. And Heavy Dice is very free. But unfair is like, sometimes you get an extremely difficult run where there was nothing you could do but just try really hard and hope that everything works out. Where I think that sometimes I would, if I was given the option, kill Clumsy and bury the body, for sure. Sorry, what was I saying? I don't know, I think that hard is the right difficulty. Because unfair, it feels like unfair was not streakable in 2.0, I don't think. In 3.0, sorry, I found it. In 3.0, it's streakable, but it's only streakable because Myriad Options lets you see such a wide variety of curses. Replace left side with shield 3? Isn't there an item called Big Shield, which is replace left side with shield 4? That's pretty funny. I'll still play it. It's good for roulette. Slippery Dice 3 is fine. Heavy Dice 4, Slippery Dice 3 is like my favorite 2 things to hit off of early curses. But yeah, just generally, I think that unfair is streakable now because of there just being such a wide option selection, more or less. Like, there's a lot of picks now for curses, and I think that mainly, put it like this: if Unfair was a game mode where you always picked a 10-point curse, it would not be streakable. I think there's no way. I'll play Spellblade here. And Exposed Middle is fine. I think this is borderline the worst curse. The worst curse that you can get for 1 point, in my opinion, right now is 3-Pip Pain. I think that curse is just an absolute killer. Well, that's not true, because there are wild curses that are worse. Streamer, what about that time you got all heroes have duel? Yeah, that's true. It's pretty true. I didn't think about that one. Yeah. But anyway, I don't have much else to say. I just kind of feel like it's worth thinking about why I like one mode more than the other, because it's just worth a thought. And I think that hard is the right difficulty. That's where I land. But Unfair was also fun, and it changed how I play the game, for sure. It like completely changed how I approach the game. So there's a lot of value in that as well. That's Alloy. It helped me reassess my opinions, and I think that I personally have a big problem of just like digging in on an idea, more or less, and then never changing. And Unfair helped me to change a little bit. I think Peaked Cap is very good for it too. Probably not now. We could do it on Alloy. But there's a bunch of like 6, 7, 8 items that are middle side buffs, which I think pair very well with Peaked Cap. I could do 1 damage cleave, I just don't think it's very good. And I want Fighter to do 1 damage here, because we can do 2+1, and then I could imbue or burst, assuming my initiate hits 1 mana. The goal here is just killing the snake. Yeah. So I can imbue or burst if I need here, and I think it's just 1 burst. Yeah, you could imbue Spellblade for 2 if I hit a 1 damage mana gain, and then kill the snake off of that. And that's the big one, is I feel like before I did not pay close attention to what I was actually rolling for. You just kind of send it and then hope it works out, and I think that that is fine a lot of the time, but sometimes fights are a little harder. I don't feel like I put together a very good plan most of the time. Oh, this is just lethal. Knight, very good. Not very good, sorry. The greatest. He's so strong. I'm good with his left side 3 shield on Disciple. Over time, though, I think Disciple is probably my most changed opinion character. I think Disciple is now very good, where before I would have said middle of the road for sure. What are they doing to fight her? Leave my man alone. I think actually what you should do here is kill the top goblin. Easy to get lost in the sauce here on killing the war chief, but it's way better just to kill the top goblin and then set the war chief to 1. You get to stay offensive instead, which is better here, because I will just kill. I think Droopy Hat's very good, and I think Longbow is very bad. The biggest surprise I found coming back to hard is that Monster Pristine is not very playable anymore. It's funny because it was the curse back in 2.0, you know? But there's a certain enemy in this very room that makes it difficult to play Monster Pristine. The call is coming from inside the fight. But not a big deal. They're not an actual problem. The other thing I think, early on, I remember one of the guys who put up a very big streak, I heard him say it. He was #1 for a while. Or a friend of his told me that he said this, something like that. He said that you should random pretty often because there aren't many bad picks anymore. And I actually don't believe that. That's the other thing that I've had my opinion change on pretty heavily. Because like Collector might go, right? If I press random here, there are a decent number of good hits, but these are passable, and there are a reasonable number of bad hits. Collector's not passable. Collector's a real shit. I think this guy is like one of the worst tier 2s. He does nothing. He brings absolutely nothing to the table. But Maiko is fine. fights are gonna end before he runs out of mana, and if I random into like Jester, Gambler, Evoker, I'm going to be unhappy with that. So that's another thing that I've been feeling myself change overall on. I'm gonna imbue, kill a null. Oops. I think you probably can go for Sarcophagus here. I killed the top null so that I'm safe, and then I can just try to force him out. I know a lot of people like to greed for Sarcophagus, but I think it's really not all that worth it to get super attached to the idea of killing him. I'm not that worried about this random tier 3 to 5 item. Sometimes it'll be really good if I can get it, but I'm not gonna risk here. Right, and risking, or not risking there is killing the top null. It makes the fight, I would say, pretty much unlosable if you kill that top null, because the bottom one can't do any damage, and Sarcophagus alone is not a threat. Sorry, I was like, I'm clearing my throat, and it is not working. I'm losing, but I don't want you to hear that. Anyway, this is the thing though, right? Sometimes it just gives me a worthless item I don't want. And I don't really like Bonesaw or Gladiator. If you want though, you can still say Bonesaw is ready. I'm gonna random. Ooh, Fairy Pact is... -4 HP is a hard ask. I think it's only good if I have something to cash the mana out on, and I do not right now. My current mana cash out is Burst, which is not all that good. Can do Burst here to kill. I killed the wrong grave. I will not fall for it again. I will kill the correct grave. And 1v1ing the grave is not too threatening. What are our curses? What's the most impactful curse here? It's probably Exposed Middle, if I were to guess. It's good for me to try to keep a mind on the curses if I haven't thought about it lately, like that. Because I hadn't thought about it in a minute, which means that I'm getting a little complacent. You know, 2 3s for Alembic? Sure. Necromancer's Tome Friendship Bracelet and Lightning Rod. Interesting. Berserker's pretty good still. I think he's good for hard. He's not as good for unfair because fights are going to go a lot longer, but he's not bad by any stretch. I think he's okay. I could Necromancer's Tome Disciple. I don't think it's bad. Nobody on this team really holds these items very well, though. You could do the charged Lightning Rod on Spellblade. I think it's a little better than Copycat on this team is. I guess theoretically you could Copycat Knight, right? You can Copycat Steel, but it's not that good here. Quartz Zombie Quartz is gross for XYZ. But there's not actually anything scary happening. I just parry him on my knight. Imbue, kill zombie, parry for knight seems good. And then we'll just work through the quartz while the fanatic works himself over. Berserker is getting weakened, but I'm not really afraid. 2 damage is 2 damage, but I don't really want him taking pain for it. Well, it's fine. He'll die. I could kill off the Fanatic here. I think setting him to burst lethal range is actually the right choice. That way if he's doing something I can't defend against, I can just kill him. Can also do Spore like this now. That seems good. I think it's good to take lethal. Hero Berserker? No. I have been feeling though that like my favorite yellows now are Gladiator and like Brute, mostly. Scrapper's pretty good too. Place the rightmost side with 2 damage mana gain. That's pretty good. Ordinary Triangle is good for Knight, but it doesn't scale super well. I can play this R item. 2 damage mana gain is a very powerful side to have. We're definitely trending towards a mana game plan with this, which I'm down to do. No complaints. I just have to be a little picky with my blue tier 3 is all. I am not opposed. Can I kill this Banshee? Totally. It's good to do, I think. Yeah, because it's also just lethal. What's my total team health? 510. Here, I should do it in the inventory menu, actually. Keeper is very good here. I think Chronos is also good, but with all of these blue spells, or like all these mana gaining options, I want to play towards not Chronos carry. I want to play towards not Chronos carry, because Chronos doesn't carry, you have to play through your orange or your yellow. But I have mana support, which means I want to play through my blue. If you have something that buffs up Agent, for example, then Chronos is a lot better. But you don't know if you're going to have Agent, to be fair. I could give you a shield. That's fine. And I think we look fine here. I think that it's very hard to die with a Keeper on the team. I will lock in on the X, and we'll roll these 2 down. Yeah, I like that, because I can just go like so. Oh, except not quite like that, huh? Let me kill this one. Oh. Wait, really? Oh, because you're, frail, of course. So you take 10 for that. Okay, I think that while it is cool to try this Charged Rampage Pain shit, it's just not very good. It was a fun idea, but it doesn't really pan out very well. That's my first impression. I can leave myself with 4 mana. Wendigo is 12, so he's on 8 effectively right now. I'll lock in on a growth play. And this is done rolling. I think effectively it'll be lethal. Spore plus Imbue is a lot of value. That's the other thing to keep in mind here. I forgot to count my health. I'll do that here. Silver Pendant is strong. It's a steal win condition if I get like a Brawler or a Bash. Braids is, I think, also okay, but nothing crazy. Especially since I already have Peak Cap, which I think is a little bit of anti-synergy. I'm gonna go Silver Pendant over Braids. And this can go here. Alright, let's count up our HP. 15, 35, 43 is our starting HP. 45 if we hit a heal on Disciple. It's good to know that if my team is full HP, I can make a 4 HP enemy run. It helps with strategizing a little bit. I think. We can spore this. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to switch you back off of that. We'll fix it. I can spore the repel to clear the sniper. That's not bad. I don't even need to burst. After this, I will remember to take the shield off of Berserker. I was just a little bit lost there. And looks fine. I should still be doing the thing where I talk through my turns like I was doing in Unfair. Just to be sure that I'm not dying. Like this fight I should talk through. Now, Silver Pendant Bash sounds cool, but the problem is that I think Bash is not very good overall, and I think Surgeon is very good overall, so I will play Surgeon. And I will move this item off of you. Oh yeah, and Friendship Bracelet is ×5, so I can actually make enemies from 8 HP flee, because I have 10, 20, 30, 45. So 8 HP for the flee. I can put this pain over on Maiko. It's fine, I would say. Okay, let's approach this fight step by step here. Step 1, I do not want this Caw egg to hatch, and step 2, I don't want my keeper to take 10 poison damage, probably. Let me just lead off here with a gun rolling. I think what you're gonna see here is that it's really good to just kill the War Chief. And I think that the actual correct choice is going to be to let the Caw egg spawn. Which is a little strange, perhaps, to do. But Heal Shield 3 on Keeper is very good. And what did I do with this? Oh, I used it for the War Chief kill. I think I can roll these 2 dice. Concerning. Alright, I think I'm just gonna let it be. I don't want to reroll and take the risk. I think it's very scary to reroll there. Because you can just kind of whiff. Heal Shield 3 is good, 4 damage Pain is good. There's a lot of poison coming out of these carriers. I should lock in. This looks a lot worse than it actually is. The hard part is saving Berserker. Because he's just kind of eating it. I'm going to reroll. I'm locking these 3. I'm rerolling these 2. Although I could roll Berserker here. It's actually not a bad call. Because a 6 damage is very strong, a 2 damage mana gain is very strong, and a 1 cleave is strong. I'll roll all of this. 2 damage mana gain is good. That gives us some options. So we can go Imbue Spore for 4 into a burst. Okay, I think we're going to want 4 into burst here, shield here, heal here. I believe this is our play. Leaves me with 1 mana. The carriers are ticking down. I am like win or lose next turn though. My team is running out of HP, but I think Surgeon can actually keep Spellblade and Berserker standing. And the damage output of the enemies is going to be low. I think it's just hard to kill this bird off. That's the only thing. Interesting. The carriers double targeted my Maiko, which leads us to lethal. See, look at that. And that's the sort of fight where I think in the olden days, I would just like launch Berserker in and let him die. But you don't need to. You really don't need to. And it's good to try to put emphasis on not losing your characters. I don't hate Pair of Kings, but I don't love it. This team doesn't have a great use for it from Surgeon or Keeper, so I don't know if it'll be good. But I think very often it will be good on an orange, so I will let it go. And we'll see where we end up. 1 damage cleave. It's actually 5 damage taken. But Keeper gets great value hitting into Troll Thorn with this. Can lock the Heal Shield 3. It's not bad. And I think that since Keeper is doing the cleaving now, I'm gonna let my Berserker's 1 damage cleave roll. Oh, I can imbue. It's like playing Ace, but better. We can imbue and then do 4 damage mana gain. And then we can just... I think it is good to Spore when it gives you even kills like this. That seems strong, right? I don't care if that goes down to 3 if I'm killing that troll for an even mana kill. Then we lock this and we just heal through. Oh, right, can't be locked. My fault. 6 damage zap is not bad. It's lethal, actually. It's a little better than not bad. Dancer, Wizard. I think Wizard is not it. I also think Dancer is not great. So this can be a random. I know what I've been saying about randoming and not wanting to do it, but I think both of these are actively bad for my gameplay. Is that right? No, I don't think that's right. I'm gonna play Dancer. I think that skipping Dancer here is a little blind. So here's the deal, right? I have all of this mana set up, and if I just random into Ace or Artificer here, I am in... Or Ghast, I don't have a carry anymore. And suddenly all of this mana setup is kind of wasted. It's going to be going to Surgeon. Dancer is fine. This character is 8 HP, which isn't great, but it brings AoE damage to get us through, and a dodge to help with survivability, and it just lets everyone else hit more consistently. So I think it's a little blind to skip Dancer there. That's the sort of choice where you think about it later and go, oh, true, I shouldn't have done that. Well, I would think about it later and say that. That would be the mistake. Okay, gang. I wanted to do cool AoE stuff here, but alas, it was not to be. Still good to set up on 3 so that we can rampage through all these spiders. Should I hit it again? One thing that our team comp is not going to have is Cleanse, because I have Keeper Surgeon. I'm not too worried about that, but it is of note. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, ready? Boom, 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 boom. Good. Boom. Seems good to me. It'll be a little hard to keep my Surgeon alive through that 4 damage poison. And by a little hard, I mean impossible, I think? Yeah, because Surgeon's the only one who can heal. So unfortunately for Surgeon, that is death. A shame. I might be able to pull lethal. That's the only thing. Not quite. But I do get Dancer to live, so it's sort of like a push. It's roughly a neutral outcome overall. Oh, and I have Necromancer's Tome, so I can just revive Surgeon. That's super good. Not, like, important here, but good for the future to remember that I can do that. Like, obviously, I just win, but Necromancer's Tome on Maiko means that this team is super hard to displace. Sushi Gauntlet. I think Gauntlet does turn Dancer into a real threat. Like, unironically, 2 damage, cantrip with a reroll, strong. I think Sushi is also okay because we could potentially pull Sushi Silk Cape, which is just infinite. I wonder if it's good enough. Would you pick it just because you could potentially go infinite off of Sushi here? I don't think so. If I see Silk Cape, I'm not going to be too upset about whiffing on this, because I think that it's not super likely that you see Silk Cape, although... So the thought is that Sushi and Gauntlet, I think, are very comparable in terms of Dancer damage output increases, and the Silk Cape option being there might push you a little bit towards Sushi, but I just don't think it's the right option. I want this on Berserker. I want someone to have the ability to just rampage these wisps down, and unfortunately it's not Dancer because of the Basilisk just standing there. Five shield is okay. I'm gonna let the Berserker reroll. Someone has to roll with Dancer. Okay. A shame about the no cleanse thing, I gotta say. It's okay though. You can spore pretty comfortably here. Just clean out all the wisps. You can treat it as 3 damage to all, which is pretty good here, I would say. And that should be lethal. 6, 5. No, we don't kill our Berserker for fun. Barbarian Sorcerer. We can play Sorcerer. He's alright. Barbarian's also okay here. I have a lot of left side covers for him as well. But Sorcerer Dancer seems like a pretty reasonable cash out. Just making sure I really think that. I don't think that. I think Barbarian is better. Yeah. And I'm gonna move the Necromancer's Tome over to Barb, and I want to play Fairy Pact on Maiko. But not actually. I've thought about it again. No, I don't. I want to give him the 2 damage mana gain, which is basically like 4 mana. Okay. I think that Sorcerer there is a little bit of a bait. The only thing to be said about Sorcerer is that he's very good into the hand. Maybe I should have played him just for that. But I have a decent matchup into the hand already with Dancer, I think. Can't believe I took Dancer and then fought back-to-back Basilisks. That can't be right. This is supposed to be Dancer's pop-off. This is such shit. It's such shit, man. Oh. How gross. I don't have a play that I like off of this. I guess I should let Dancer roll. Someone has to roll with her. This 1 mana is a waste. I'll roll. Heal 2 twice is good. If that repel rolls with a damage side, it would be better. Ugh, whatever. I don't know. There was nothing good here, I guess. I could do like... Maybe we go burst here. 5-2 heal burst. Yeah, I guess I'll take that. Tilted by my Dancer getting blown out by double Basilisks. It didn't sit right with me. That was 1, 2, 3. Luck here. 4, 5. Good enough. Thank God, no Basilisks. Waste the middle 2 sides with 4 damage descend? I don't think that's very good. Helm of Power is okay. I'll take a random. Sorry. My fault. Didn't know. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't know about Silver Imp M4. I do believe that if you want to super try hard on a win streak, you should turn off generated items. They are 99% terrible. They are like very consistently awful. And it's a shame. Good job, Dancer. I knew you could do it. It adds so much uncertainty to pressing the random button when sometimes your tier 8 item is unplayable. Now there are some baseline unplayable tier 8s, don't get it twisted, but not quite as unplayable as Silver Imp M4. There's a noticeable difference, a marked difference between something unplayable like Silver Imp M4 and something unplayable like Qatar. Qatar isn't great, but it is a benefit. Silver Imp M4 is actively harmful. And here's the guy we've been waiting for. Hello, Warlock. He can hold these, and then I am probably just going to go without anything else. I can run the Rampage Charged Pain Ranged on Barbarian. It just gives me a second option to kill off the bird. And what I will do here is going to depend on if Dragon just sits here and goes poison, poison, poison on me. It is very on brand. I think the bigger shield is better, but someone has to lock. I don't really want it to be Barb. Dancer dodging poison is good with me. I'll roll these 3. Let me press done here. I think there's an interesting play. You go like shield. No, you go like 4. No, there isn't. Okay. I thought there was something to kill the bird with here. There is not. And so I think that this rampage is harmful. And I will roll. Ah, that's not very good. I'm gonna be killing Barb and then reviving him almost certainly on this turn. Yep, poison, poison. That's correct. It's good to be back. I want you to hit Pain. You need to cash out here so that I can instant revive. That looks good. We can do a heal. Just running it up here real quick. I think if you die and revive, yeah, you don't get the rampage. Unfortunate. Someone has to roll with Dancer. I think it's going to be Keeper. Okay, 5 damage is good enough for me. So we're going to shield up on Warlock. This is close to what I actually want to play here. How about here? I can work this one over. You can go heal, burst, kill both of those. Press here. 6 to Dragon, operate. What if I burst Keeper? If I burst Keeper, it lives, but I don't think you should. I think operate burst is good enough. This spot should be winning. I'm through a lot of the poison. And Barbarian is the one with the tome. So if Surgeon dies, I can still operate. We're just done rolling. I think we will find lethal. Not too bad. A nice little puzzle fight, though. I think that one was not too hard to solve out, but Dragon still can just kind of crush like that, bite your head off. But just of note, right? Of note here, I think we saw Keeper and Barbarian died in that fight. So I only had 1 death throughout the whole run. Is that right? That's pretty good. I think that run was fairly average as well across the board. When did my red die? I'm trying to think of it. don't remember it. Hmm. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.